everyone. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Leisha, the preacher. Okay. Well, guys, anything written, anything applied, amended, adjusted since the original agreement that America was founded on are basically Band-Aids. At some point, Band-Aids, bandages, wraps do their job, and then what do they do? They come off. There's a point when the Band-Aids do their job and they come off. And that wound will either be healed or need more attending to. Period. So I said that to say this. Until the Constitution is fixed, the original wound bleeding out into onto all the lands of the world. America has bled out like an infected wound onto all the lands of the world. We have seeds spread all over to the point where our borders are overflowing. Our land is infiltrated. So it is time for all the band-aids and coverings and promises and, you know, it's time for all this stuff to be ripped off. And let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the Constitution, original agreements, and fix those things. As much as I don't like an immigrant of any type, so to speak, so to speak, you know, I mean, America is an immigrant government. You know, it's not a native government. You know, America, the corporation, the business itself is an immigrant. America is an immigrant. The business part of it, you know. So until the original documents are fixed, no matter how many movements, amendments, begging and pleading and all these deals and things, you know, no matter what we come up with, it's going to have a beginning, middle, and an end point. you know. And sometimes it takes a rather fresh immigrant like Trump, for example. You know what I'm saying? You know, for example, to mediate, to rip off the Band-Aids, you know, get down to the original sins, you know. I mean, technically, Trump is not black or white. He's not black nor white. He ain't even from here. His parents were not born here. I'm not even sure where Trump was born, but, you know, his parents were not born here. That's how fresh of an immigrant he is. I mean, his wife, I don't even think she was born here. You know what I'm saying? So that's how fresh of an immigrant he is. You know, he may be deported based on his own, you know what I'm saying? you know, but he wouldn't consider it be deportation for him. I mean, you know, above Trump, there is a most high creator, a most high being of some type, whatever we call the name, you know, it is what it is. So this higher being can use whoever he wants to create the change that he need wherever on this earth, wherever. So Trump is just a vessel, you know. He is not a part of this quote unquote American black and white original constitution. His bloodline is not. So he's like being used as some type of mediator, you know, and he's ripping away all the bullshit, because when you really, really think about it, guys, all this civil rights, all this DEI, all these equality, inclusive movements and promises and, dreams and hopes and all this kind of stuff only benefit a few of the people that it was intended to benefit. Only a few of us even make it through. The majority of us are still where we've always been. So, just how effective has these Band-Aids been? Only a few people benefit. A few people. They have quotas. Only so many people of each nation that are not considered white will ever get through. That's just how it's set up. The rest of us, which is the majority, nothing has really changed when we really, really think about it. So let all that go. It's time. Well, it's not like we have a choice. You know what I mean? We don't have a choice anyway. Let the Band-Aid rip off. Let's get all the way down to the original sin. I love that movie with Angelina Jolie and whoever that man was. But we got to get all the way down to the nitty gritty, get all the way down to the original documents and change it, fix it. And then we don't need all these band-aids and promises and, bad deals and, switch and baiting and, you know, We won't need to backstab each other. So, regardless to what we think and how we feel about Trump, he is our president at the moment. At the moment, he is. And I believe he's being used for the purpose of ripping away all this crap that really don't work anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know. So, yeah, instead of us being upset about the inevitable, you know, let's be prepared. Let's be prepared. It also shows and proves that, quote unquote, slavery never truly ended. It's just been modified, amended, adjusted, shoved around, just beautified. There you go. Beautified, you know, slavery with the most prestigious accommodations. You know what I'm saying? Rich slaves, woo, celebrities, and, you know, slaves in expensive cars, boats, and planes and things, you know? And you may say, well, I'm not no slave. That's why we had to have, you know, these things in the first place. Well, like I said, who does it benefit? It hasn't benefited me yet. You know what I'm saying? To a degree. To a degree. Well, you may say, well, you went to college. Well, yeah, but I have debt. So just how much college did I get when the debt is still sitting out there? Again, accommodating slaves. Because I have worked my butt off my whole life. I've worked my butt off my whole life. One way or another. One way or another. I have worked my butt off. And I have debt. And I'm a minimalist. A minimalist. If it was up to me, I would be walking around free, naked and free, drinking water from wherever, you know, and eating from the fruit trees that Most High, provide for all of us. You know, some stuff just naturally grow from the ground. We don't even have to do anything. And water, we'll learn how to convert water to be, where we can drink it. I'm sure there's a natural way to have drinking water. You know what I'm saying? So if it was up to me, that's how I would be living, the way Most High created us to live. I don't think He created us to have an artificial life, a life of, you know, concrete grounds and metal buildings and, you know, things that can harm us, multi level living situations, stress us out to no end and don't expect us to jump. What? you know, I'm just saying, let's really think about the stuff we're doing. The majority of the stuff that we're doing to make other people wealthy don't even benefit us. The majority that the majority of the stuff that I did to make other people wealthy, you know, barely benefit me. Barely benefit me. And I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, but I'm just showing and pointing out how unfair things are. We live in a world where, even breadcrumbs have value. Breadcrumbs have value. I've been breadcrumbed. I've been breadcrumbed, from most angles of my life. I've been breadcrumbed. But, I'm still eating and I still have a place to live regardless. So I'm thankful. But I'm also in the position to point some things out and be able to explain it as best I can. So again, you know, we people that are considered black and people of color and others, however we classify ourselves, people that are not white, I mean, like the original American Constitution white, that kind of white, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that is. Over time, white has, changed, evolved. More nations are considered white here than originally written, scripted, intended. So even white people need to go back and, you know, review who was originally white compared to who's white today. This is not just a black issue. This is not just a black issue. It is our issue. Yes, it is our issue, especially for people like me who are mixed with native, my people were already here. And then we were injected with the American Constitution. One way or another, we were injected with it. Not everybody on this native land agreed to the terms and conditions. There is no way. Not everybody on this land was aware, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? When the Constitution was put together, was being discussed between natives and the immigrants. You know what I'm saying? So those who were present made decisions, and everybody else in the land, the majority, the masses, had to just go along with it through blood and tears, many trials. So, yeah, there were native people here, and then, you know, the immigrants came, the American Constitution came, and then Africans or other quote unquote black people from all over, all over the world. But no matter who has mixed, natives are natives. No matter who has mixed with us, we are still one people. We are still one nation, regardless to the mixing. Most High knows how to separate everybody from out of us if needed. So we need to stop ganging up on individual people. Trump is just an old man who's not even truly white, not from not based on the original Constitution, you know, that I'm aware of. He could have an ancestor somewhere who came over here and did some stuff. Who knows? Besides his father, you know, his parents. Who knows, guys? But I'm just saying, as of today, he's at best second generation, and he happens to have the right skin color to get the job done. He happens to have the right skin color. But so does his wife. His wife has the right skin color too. But we know for sure she's not from here. You know what I mean? So, let's stop looking at skin color alone. Let's stop looking at amendments and movements and adjustments and, you know, things like that, and get to the origins of matters, of people, places, and things, you know? And I'll just use me for an example because y'all used to me talking about me. Now that I've said all that, I'll use my second marriage. That's why I started this channel. And I use my second marriage as a learning tool. So, with all that being said, I can use my second marriage as an example. Okay. The first clue is it's a second marriage, which indicates that I had a first one, an original one. Legally speaking, legally speaking. So, as much as I loved my second husband and sacrificed myself you know, and all of that, I still knew what Most High wanted of me. I still knew what the Word of God, the Holy Bible, says, you know. And I have the ability to discern the Bible when I read it, and I can discern Most High's voice versus the spirit of the person who was writing it. Amen? Amen. Okay. So, like for example, Moses, the stuff that he wrote, yes, he was inspired by Most High. Yes, he was inspired by Most High. However, he had attitude issues. He was stubborn and he stuttered and he just he was not a good person, you know? But Most High still chose him and used him to get the job done, period. And he still do that today. He will use the most raggediest person to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So after 25 years, my twin flame, my soulmate, the man of my dreams, the boy in the window, after he broke my heart in every way possible. You know what I'm saying? My Urkel that turned into Stefan kind of thing, you know. But I have that effect on people though. I bring out the best in people, what they consider their best. I do that. So we got together. He was able to live his best life and go on, spring off of, you know, what we built together and go get what he really, really wanted, I guess. You know what I'm saying? A woman with some money, he ain't want no broke woman after 25 years of riding. So, anyway, yeah, so even in that case, after all that blew up in my face, you know, I still have that first marriage where my children and a business, a family business that's stretching over 3 generations. The first marriage is where, you know, the legacy and generational wealth was founded and established. So no matter who I marry, date, whatever, along the way, um, the foundation is still there, you know. But I'm at the point in my life where I'm kind of done. I'm done. And I use the word kinda because, I still want friends. I still like to go out and have fun. You know what I mean? Meet people for dinner. You know, I still like to travel and express my nude side. Because again, I'd love to just be naked around this earth. I would love the option to just be naked and safe and drink water freely and eat berries and, nuts and, the stuff that Most High just naturally allowed to just be here. I think anything that naturally occurs should be free. And the stuff that we manipulate and create and make ourselves, well, yeah, if we want to sell that and somebody want to buy it, fine. But the stuff that Most High, like children that come from my body, I mean, why should the government regulate nature? You know, I mean, but if people want to, you know, offer themselves up for pay, I mean, that's on them, I guess. But other people should be allowed to just naturally occur, you know. So again, regardless to the second marriage, my fantasy marriage, you know, regardless to that, um, I'm done now. I'm done with my fantasy life as far as that goes. You know what I mean? I'm back to the foundation. I'm not back with the first husband. No, 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 no. He's on wife number 3, living his best life. He still has the family business and benefiting from it and all that. Living his best life, doing his thing. Just like the second husband, he's out there living his best life, doing his thing. Got his white woman, he proud. And taught the boys to be that way. And now he can be twice as proud. And I'm happy for them. I am. I mean, I may sound sarcastic about it, but it's still some happiness and joy in there because I labored and worked. I helped them get there too. Whether I was whether I realized I was doing it or not, I didn't realize it, but I helped them get there and I did a good job. They're all happy, living their best life, doing their thing. And and I know how to, mind my business. So, you know, but I have a foundation of 2 daughters, a family business that we don't work the business with him, but we work the business in our way. You know, like one of our daughters, uh, has a job doing the same thing, the family business, but she get benefits now. Full benefits. Working for her dad, she didn't, but working for this company, she gets full benefits doing the same thing. And and there's room to grow, promotions and stuff like that. But we're not stopping there. I have 7 grandsons. Well, we do, he and I. These are his daughters. No DNA test needed, but hey, do it if you want to. But that's never ever been a question. He's never ever ever questioned me whether these were his kids or not. No, I mean, he knew what he had. He wasn't stupid. He was not a stupid man on that regard, as far as knowing who he should marry. You know, I think when it comes to picking out wives, this is one man that does an excellent job picking out wives. All three wives are, to me, quality women. I'm first. There was a second and a third. We all, to me, are quality women. Flaws and all. No one's perfect, but we're all quality women. So, I take my hat off to the first husband for knowing how to pick out good wives. You know, it is what it is. All right. And so I'm able to, speak highly of him to his seven grandsons and one granddaughter. That's a strong foundation. He and I created a strong foundation, a family's foundation of legacy, of starting a family business that we all still benefit from today. And he and I went to the same college and graduated from the same college, so the kids have legacy privilege there. Thank God, that's a blessing. And then again, they have, excellent role models for stepmothers and step grandmothers, step excellent role models. So that's a strong foundation. And then, I have my accomplishments. I have my own accomplishments, raising them is my greatest. But, after that, um, I co founded the family business, gave it the name, made sure the skills transferred to our daughter, and then to the grandchildren that are interested. It's eight of them, so out of eight somebody's going to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful. We're not like, well, I can't speak for him, but I know me, my daughters, and the grandchildren, we're not rich yet, but we're working on it. We're working on it. And I believe in wealth. The wealth is the foundation that their grandfather and I, their father and grandfather and I have laid. That's the foundation. That's the wealth. So the wealth is there. The riches need to come on our side. The riches, and we're making it happen ourselves. We out here hustling and working and doing the best we can where we stand. And we're not perfect people. We have, addiction issues that we have to overcome over here, just like over there. you know. So we have these issues we're working on, and but it's not going to stop us from getting our money. It's not stopping us from being educated. It's not stopping us. Our addiction issues, our traumas, our obstacles, our evil, you know what I'm saying? I teach my kids and grandkids that we have good in our life and evil in our life, and we have to keep all that shit balanced. They all come from the same tree. Good and evil come from the same tree of knowledge. And we happen to have hood knowledge. So our tree, is hood knowledge of good and evil. But we also are believers from the tree of life. You know what I mean, guys? We need both. We naturally occur as this tree of knowledge of good and evil, because of some stuff that happened, originally in the garden, you know, the original contract kind of thing. So whatever happened back then, we're still going through it today in our own way, in our own families. So yeah, I am in ministry. Most High called me, I believe he called me with a spouse, but both my spouses are married to other people, so I'm solo with it. The calling is still on my life, with or without the spouses. They just didn't want the responsibility. I'm still willing to do it. Looking all broke down and raggedy in the hood. It don't matter. You know, I still have knowledge of good and evil, doing the best I can where I stand as I feed my children and grandchildren from the tree of life, teaching them how to manage themselves, how to do the best they can where they stand as we eat from the tree of life. Remember that Most High is there. You know, on my worst day in, in 32 years of marriage, on my worst day was still great because I knew Most High was in control. Yes, I had to submit for 32 years to these men on earth because I had their children. I was raising their children in a system that is designed to steal them, kill them, destroy them after they've been pimped out, after they've been milked like cows, after they've gone led astray to the slaughter. So once I decided to obey Most High and have children for these men and raise children for these men, I had to submit to these men to increase the chances of these children not being destroyed. So we're going through a phase right now in America, which affects the entire world, really. We're going through this submission so that we can endure raising our families. No matter what neighborhood you're in, you got to know the good and the evil to survive. But you cannot limit yourself to that. You must eat from the tree of life. And that's why I believe that things that Most High allowed to naturally occur, like water and some foods that naturally occur from trees and from the ground, we should have rights to those. Those are the kind of rights we need to be fighting for. Those rights. I eat at home most of the time anyway, with my family. I'm not really out at restaurants where I just gotta, force my way in to eat among other people. That's not my dream, not personally. Now, do I enjoy being able to do that? Yeah, but I don't think we need a law or a bill to make that happen. People just need to be kinder. People need to respect boundaries, you know? Yeah, I know. I was trying to get you up. Yeah. You must need the extra rest. So, yeah. So, yes, guys, I believe, Trump is, you know, a type of husband, like a second husband. kind of thing, that's gonna put us through the test, you know. Yeah, put us to test. Put us to test, yeah. That second marriage definitely put me to test for 25 years. It put me to the test. So we're going to be put to the test for just 4 years. We can bear it. 4 years. We're being put to the test. The bandages are being removed from our wounds, and we're going to have to heal all the way from our origins. And we're having to travel through the generations, through the years, remembering things that are not easy to hear, not easy to talk about. But how can you stop bleeding? How do you stop bleeding if you don't get to the core? I was about to say the core of the whore. Y'all know I'm straight up hood. I'm sorry. Well, I don't need to apologize, but how can you get to the core of the whore, if you don't stop the bleeding, the hurt, the pain, the stain, you know? Deal with the real issues, get to the root of the matter. Ripping off band-aids hurt. It can pull some hairs. But once it's off and the air hits it, you know, with a little time, it heals and feels better. Even after my second husband left me for another woman. I mean, we had an open marriage, so he didn't have to sneak off with somebody. He didn't have to, but that's just how he wanted to end things in his own dramatic way. So cool. Let him have it. That it hurted though. It did hurt. And the way he did it was like ripping off a band-aid real fast. And I know we live in a world that say people should just walk off and leave you with no explanation, no reason, just go and, block you, never see you again, all that. I believe in at least explaining to a person why I believe things ended. I believe in doing that. You know, I'm confident enough in what I know, and I'm confident enough in my experience in relationships. And the only reason why I'm the person that's always broken up with somebody, and my second husband really is the first person that ever broke up with me, so to speak, is because I allow people to have the ending that they want, and then I let go forever, usually forever. I let my partners have what they want from beginning, middle to end. Now, I'm not saying that I don't get what I want. I'm not saying that. But I don't stop my partners from having what they want from the beginning, middle, and end. As I get what I want to. As I get what I want to. So when I allow them to have the ending that they want, I usually have to cut it off and move on because usually their ending involved being with somebody else. You know what I mean? Trying to string me along or be with me while stringing somebody else along. And so the moment I detect something like that happening, you know what I mean? I'm going to cut it off. Whether it's, I don't want to be strung along and I don't want someone else to be strung along on my watch. That's why I'm open to let's all be adults and talk. Can we discuss what's going on? Why do we have to be secretive when we're adults? Everyone has the right to have input on what's going on in their life. You know, I think it's wrong for anyone to hide what they're doing, you know. And so that's one thing that I do appreciate about a person like Trump. I'm not saying that I'm, you know, for him. I didn't vote for him. I did vote Republican, but I didn't vote for a person this time. I didn't vote for a person because they shooting at people. They trying to assassinate folks. I didn't vote for a person. But what I do appreciate about Trump is he tell us what the hell he gonna do. He gives us plenty of time to prepare. We have plenty of time to prepare. Even if he change his mind or shift gears real quick, you know, even then we still know what's going on. I don't feel hoodwinked when it comes to Trump. He has the ability to communicate. Whether we like it or not, it's not the point. But that is a lot like marriage. Being a woman, you know, who was married for 32 years, I know how, situations like dealing with people like Trump can be. So I appreciate the type of husbands that let you know what's going on. They're kind of upfront. It's those ones that take too much pride in being secretive. Those are the ones that, make you have to pull out. In my case, I pulled out some tarot cards, something I had never done before. I didn't even, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? His level of secrecy and my need to know, my right to know certain things, his deep level of secrecy pulled out tarot cards from within me that I didn't even know was there. A different type of gift. Now, I am a reader of life. I read people. I read, but one thing I don't do, I've noticed, there are some people I just do not read. And my partners are one because I like surprises. I like the feeling of opening up a gift. I don't read my partners like that. Not intentionally. Not intentionally. Because I like mystery. I like adventure. I like, you know, some people I'm just not going to read them. because I want, you know, that mystical side, the experience of it. Now, other people, yes, yes, you will, yes. It's how I protect myself. It's called you know, exercising knowledge of good and evil. As I interact with people, you have to, when you're socializing, keep up with, for another example, are laws of the land. Keeping up with the laws of the land. That's another example of what I'm talking about. Knowledge from the tree of good and evil. Even just keeping up with social cues to keep from getting arrested and end up in jail. You know what I mean? So, all right, let me get off this phone. People need to go to school and work and all that. So, and I'm hungry. Oh my gosh, I need some breakfast. Whew. I've been cooking so much, y'all. Ever since, ever since like Thanksgiving, I have just been cooking and now I'm gaining weight. I know I'm at least 105 pounds now, at least. And I'm so happy. My pot belly is back because my belly was, getting flat there. And I mean, I don't have a problem with having a flat stomach, but on my body, a flat stomach comes with a skeletal body. And I don't like the skeletal body look on me, not on me personally. I like meat on my bones. I like meat on my bones. I don't mind having. I mean, I've always had a pot belly, even as a in elementary school. I'm just one of those naturally pot belly types. That's just how I'm made. Even when I'm, my most healthy looking slim, the healthy slim look, I still have a belly. That's just how I'm made. And I'm okay with it. So when my belly start looking flat, I'm like, whoa, the rest of me is gone too. Oh my goodness, But I always stay healthy. Like my health doesn't adjust, you know. And my weight fluctuates within like maybe 20 pounds, you know, depending on what's going on in my life. Like since Thanksgiving, I've been cooking like a crazy woman. I mean, like full meals and stuff. I guess because my grandson's around. And so I have to keep him fed. So I'm gaining weight again. I'm like, yay. So when I have kids around, I'm fat. I mean, my kind of fat. Everybody has their own level of fat. So when kids are around, that's when my weight come, you know. DoorDash today? Um, yeah. Yeah, I want to DoorDash today. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can DoorDash out. I'd love to do that. We just got to get him off to school, and there's nothing stopping us. Damn. Hey. All right. So, guys, I love having three generations in my home. I'm the older one, and then my daughter, she doesn't have any kids. She's not married or no kids or anything. She's 31. And then, but her sister has eight. And so one of my grandsons live here with us, and he's six, you know. So we have to get him off to school this morning. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, let me get off of here. And so, yeah, 2025, I am going to be, um, looking at my life, looking at my kids' lives, looking at my grandkids' lives. And, I'm going to make whatever adjustments I need to make sure that we, you know, wither the storm, that we endure the next 4 years, you know. There are a lot of changes, you know, and a lot of these changes seem like the most evil thing ever, you know. And then some of these changes may seem like the best thing ever, you know. That's how the tree of knowledge works. You know, good and evil are like twins. You know, some twins get along and some twins don't. And it feels like a war. Yeah. So, yeah, the next 4 years under Trump, there's going to be a lot of changes. I think that change is needed. Now, I'm not saying the specific changes that he's rolling out, are needed, but change is needed. Change is needed. The whatever was going on before wasn't working for the majority of the people. Did it benefit some people? Yeah, it did benefit some people. But the majority of the people? No, no. It's the same old thing, just modernized. The same old thing, just modernized. Yeah. It's like out with the old, old school, Bandaids, old ways of trying to cope are being just swept away, swept into a river to flow away somewhere to never be seen again as we look forward to new rivers, new ways to do things, opportunities to fix stuff in the past, which is going to require confession, talking about stuff, pulling up old documents, you know, working together. What's going to happen is, as a lot of these laws and stuff change or be reversed and all of that, roll back, families are going to have to unite. It's going to make people have to do right. Families are going to have to unite and do right. And that's why people are mad. People are mad because now we all have to submit in ways that we think is slavery. We 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 view having to connect and work with our families as slavery. We rather be running around out here, independent, detached from our families, calling that freedom. That's what we believe is freedom. Being able to do whatever we want, whenever we want, with whoever we want. And once men live like that, well, the women follow. I mean, like, what else are women going to do? Once men are out there doing whatever they want, whatever, whoever they want, making as much money as they want, once the men are all living that lifestyle, what are women supposed to do? What are we supposed to do when we don't have leadership in our homes? Just something to think about. But I'm getting my house in order. 2025, getting my house in order, getting my finances in order, getting my life in order. Period. as best I can where I stand. Even if I don't have a whole lot to work with, whatever little crumbs I got, I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna use them. I'm thankful for what I have, even though I will continue to point out the issues that I see, that I experience, you know? So this whole thing with Trump that we're going through, I mean, it's his second term, so it's like a second marriage. You know what I mean? Like, we already know what he's like from the first time. We already know. Now he's coming out of a new bag, but you know, we're gonna be all right, y'all. We're gonna endure. I believe we're all gonna heal. And those of us who refuse to heal, can't heal, or whatever, you know, bless you. That's all I can say is bless you. There's nothing else to say. Bless you, you know. But for those of us who can, you know, pull it together, get it together, let's do it. You know, it's not going to be perfect. None of us are perfect people. You know, we're dealing with some good and evil stuff here, all from the same tree. And we're having to sharpen up our discernment dealing with people. And we may have to humble ourselves and submit and go back to our families and communities and strengthen them, you know, and stop scattering ourselves all over the place, you know, as these laws are changing. As these laws are changing, use it as an opportunity to strengthen your own family, your own home, your own, you know, bloodline, your own community. Use it. It's time to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. And one president alone can't do the level of damage that we're all experiencing. No one person can do all this alone. It took a whole, you know, American Constitution worth of presidents. They all sold into this, I guess you could say. So no one president stands alone. They have all sown into whatever we're experiencing today. Whether we like it or not, sometimes it takes an outsider to either make or break families. Yeah. So here we are, getting through a second term, getting through a second marriage. We got to submit for 4 years. We shall endure. We're going to recover, you know, in the midst of all the division, in the midst of all the changes. We will identify who we are and we will reestablish ourselves. Yes, we will. Individually leads to collectively. Once you have your house in order, you find other people like you. so that your children can network with familiar people. All right, guys, let me get off and get my family going for the day. You all be blessed. Love you. Thank you for supporting me, listening to me. Click like, subscribe, share my videos. Continue watching. I have like almost 5,000 videos. Knock yourself out. Watch, watch, watch. You can also bless my channel. I'm not monetized on any social media at all at this point. And you can be a blessing to me if you like. My PayPal, Cash App, $ DR, Leisha, Lesia, the TH, Preacha, Preasha. All right, guys. Bye.